Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome back to the channel. So, with a new year necessitates a new strategy, essentially, or at least some changes to the current strategy. For me, maybe not necessarily, because the funds I'm going to talk about, I happen to talk about all the time. But what I want to go over is I actually put into practice a lot of what I talk about on this channel. Well, more so, because I already pretty much am invested in most of what I talk about on this channel, but I went ahead and got more into certain funds like the JEPQ, the SVOL, and UPRO. And I want to actually show a real life example because most of the examples I've been showing are they're real, but it's like it's a spreadsheet. It's not like your real like brokerage firm what they show you as far as what your dividend payouts are. So let me get a screen share going here. And first I'm going to go over these funds where they are at the start of 2023, where I think they'll end up, and I'll make the case for each one. So if we go to Yahoo Finance, starting with the JEPQ, my personal favorite, still almost at a 16% dividend payout. Currently trading at $40.80, and the after hours it's projected to go up to $41 tomorrow. Which, if you look at the fund since inception back in May, this is actually possibly a pretty decent buying point compared to where the fund used to trade at. Used to trade at about $50. So there could potentially be a $10 upside per share. And I got a good comment about this. Someone asked me, they said, what do you expect to happen if the fund starts to go up? Well, if the dividend stays the same and the fund goes up, obviously the dividend payout percentage will drop. But the payout, that remains to be seen what will happen with it. Now, I believe the latest dividend has been announced for JEPQ. So if I go to historical data, historical prices, dividends only, of course, Yahoo's going to be glitchy on me. What's weird is that this is a covered call ETF and there's options on it too. So I just accidentally clicked options so you could see that there's options on it too. Oh no, there isn't a new dividend announced yet, but the projections in my brokerage, because I got 500 shares of this for the start of the year. I basically got out of some garbage mutual funds that I was holding from several years ago, and I was holding them for the dividends they were paying. But now I sold out of those and I got into JPQ, SVOL, and the UPRO. And like I said, this is the first one we're going over, but I'm going to show you the other two. And let's jump over to the brokerage. Now, this is the dividend income estimator. And you'll see being invested in funds like JPQ has skyrocketed the estimated dividends for the year. And ideally, the strategy, what draws everyone into dividend investing is being able to make basically the income that you need to live on from dividends. So I'm not quite there yet, but getting better. And this is just one account. So you can see I've added SVOL. You see this pays monthly, $175 a month based on 500 shares. And then you can see JEPQ down here, basically going from January closer to the bottom to December. So about 288 a month in projected dividends based on 500 shares. So that is about per year, that's about 3,500 per year, which is nice. And I want to keep adding to it. So that's the JPQ. Now, the SVOL, I like this one too, because this one also pays a pretty good dividend, and it's a volatility ETF, like I've talked about. So this one is at 16.92%, just based on what the last monthly dividend annualized was. And like I said, as far as what the fund is doing, it's only been down 6% for the last year, which is phenomenal because we just came off one of the worst years we've ever had for the stock market. So only being down 6% is tremendous news. Now let's look at historical data. Historical, Yahoo is so glitchy. It keeps going to the options thing. What I try to do as I try to scroll, the thing moves on me. So if I go to dividends only, back on the historical data tab, we will see, yeah, December 27th is the last one that was announced, but that was almost 35 cents. So I believe what my brokerage is showing is for SVOL. It's based on the last December one. So this would be 175 a month based on 500 shares. And again, I'd like to keep adding to this position because this is a good volatility play. And let's go over how this did over the past year or so. We were at 27.48 last start of the year. So again, we've dropped about $5 a share, or close to, or a little over actually. Bottomed out around October at 2074. But again, this one, I like it because, like I say, it's a volatility play. The last one I really like. Now, the dividend in this one is not as good, but I'm definitely pairing up my position on this because I believe the S&P is going to rebound this year. And those of you that follow me closely know that I've talked about this before, and I've told you how this fund is basically a leveraged ETF. So it is indexed to do 3 times what the S&P does. So it's great when the S&P is up, but it's not so great when the S&P is down. Like last year, this was down 57% because the S&P was down about 19%. So 19 times 3, you come out to about the performance of this fund. But I will tell you, when the S&P rebounds, like for this year, this could be a tremendous buying point for this fund. And this fund has actually split. The shares have split. Because I got in this, I want to say in like 2014, and I rode a huge upswing from there on. You can see here from the chart, because I got in like early 2014. Back then, after the splits and stuff, it was like $8 a share. It was as high as almost $77 last December. So you can see how, I mean, this fund almost 10x'd in 7 years or 8 years, which is phenomenal. But it's come down since. But I'm bullish on this because I do believe the S&P is going to end this year, 2023, up. It may not be tremendously up, but I do believe the S&P is going to turn positive again. It remains to be seen when the Fed is going to start cutting interest rates and things like that. Or if the Fed cuts at all, the Fed may just pause the increases. But once the Fed moves away from its more hawkish stance, the market is undoubtedly going to start to come back. So with that, and again, this is not a dividend play so much. You can see the yield is only 0.16. But still, if you have many shares of this, you're still going to get like $70 a month. Like you can see here from this account. Where are we? Where is the UPRO? Oh, it's up here. Yeah, on 500 shares of this, it's $68.03 per quarter, not per month. So that's the deal with that. Not a great dividend, but again, this could be like if you allocated like 20,000 to this. Let's see, 33.05, and it's down in the after hours. So if you allocated, like, say you just got 500 shares, if those 500 shares, say this fund, say the S&P ended up doing like 20% this year. So then that would mean this fund would do about 40%, or I'm sorry, actually this fund would do 60%. It would do the inverse of what it did last year. So if the S&P did 20% upswing this year, then this fund would go up by 60%. So your 33.05 would become 52.88. Across 500 shares, your 16,000 would become 26,000. And then your 20,000, if you did 20,000, would become 32,000. So this can provide some nice gains. And I believe all ETFs are optionable too. So you could even do options on this and do even better. I mean, you could really, if this takes off, you know, like I say, options are a little bit more risky, of course. But if this fund really takes off, I mean, you could make some serious money on options. And they've got leaps all the way out to 2025. So those are 3 funds I'm really bullish on. Again, JEPQ, I find that dividend yield really attractive. And you can see the real deal here on the brokerage, the annual dividend payout projection. You can see some of the other stuff that I'm in, but I'm also in QYLD, not as much because I'm not as bullish on QYLD, but JEPQ, I really like. I mean, you see a nice $300 dividend payout. That could be a couple of bills per month that pays. So for the start of 2023, those are 3 funds that I'm most bullish on. If you liked that and you found good value on that, I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe, and keep an eye out for my next videos. Um, I do have a lot of interesting things in the works for this year, just to get into some household business, I guess. I'm going to be launching what's called an automation channel, which is going to it's a faceless channel. So I'll probably still be doing my own narration, but it's not going to show my face, and it's going to be like more documentary style. I haven't picked the name of the channel yet, but I think it's going to be called something like I had an idea in my head earlier. It's going to be like Untold Money in Business or something, and it might have like a conspiracy element to it because conspiracy sells, as we all know. Not so much conspiracy, but it may get into some aspects of famous money and business stories that aren't as well known. And I've been following this. I think as far as YouTube, I think this is the way to go. So I'm excited to see what this project can do. I'll probably link those videos to this channel. So hopefully most of you that are subscribed to me here will subscribe there when that starts. But I could get my first video out on that within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Just wanted to update on that because I'm still going to keep this channel going. I'll still keep doing these style of videos, but this is relatively low quality. It's just me talking. Funny enough, there's a video I did back in October on JEPQ, and I forgot to share my screen. So it's just me talking, and it's got like 1,100 views. So I find that really funny. I mean, I like it. I'm appreciative that you all like me talking about the JEPQ so much that you watch me just talking up here. I mean, that's fine with me. Actually makes my day. But as far as getting the job done, as far as ad revenue and things like that, I think that an automated faceless channel will probably do better. So that's kind of a behind the curtain, behind the scenes look at what's coming. Just thought I would talk about that. Since it looks like I have a couple of live viewers, I thought I'd just keep talking, run up that watch time. Anyway, so again, I think that's going to be it for now. If you like that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care. Keep an eye out for all the videos in the works in the future. Take care.